Alrighty guys, welcome back, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about refs. Now before I explain exactly what refs are, let me go ahead and talk you guys through exactly what we're going to be doing. So essentially, whenever the user edits these comments, we want to allow them to pretty much type some new comment in here and hit save, and then it's going to save it right here. So this action is actually broken up into two parts in our code. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get the value of whatever they typed in, and that is kind of step one, and we do that whenever they hit save. And step two is going to be taking that value and setting it equal to this chunk of text right there. So in this tutorial, we're actually just going to take care of part number one, which is getting the value of whatever they typed in. So let's think about how to do this for a second before we just jump right into it. So whenever they hit edit, this text area pops up, which is this right here. And then they throw some text in here, whatever their weird comment is, and then we have to get the value of it. So we pretty much need a way to reference this text area so we can get the value of the text that they typed. So let's think about this. I mean, I guess we can give it an ID, right? Well, wait a minute. That won't work because if we have multiple components, multiple different nodes, they can't all have the same ID. So can we just say like this components text area? Well, that won't work either because we can actually have multiple text areas, and what if we have a component with like 3 different text areas? So all right, how do we solve this problem? Well, the solution is to use refs. Now refs are a way that you can get a reference to one of your child elements. So whenever you need to refer to the text area's value, which is the text they typed in, we need to give it a ref. So how do we do that? Well, right after text area, you add a new attribute called ref. Now you can give this anything you want, and I'll just say new text. So now when we refer to the new text ref, it knows that it's talking about this element right here. And again, the reason that this is better than ID is because if you render all of these with the same ID, it won't work because you can only have a unique ID. In other words, all of your different components have to have a different ID. So now what we can do is, now that we have a way to reference it, let's go ahead and in our save function, let's actually utilize that. So what I'm going to be doing is whatever they typed in, I'm just going to be storing it in a variable, and I'm just going to name it VAL for value. So this is going to be equal to whatever text they typed in this example, and how do we get access to it? Well, we first need to say this dot refs dot new text. Let me just copy that. I'm too lazy to type 5 more letters. All right. So now this is a reference to this element right here. Now, if we just set it equal to this, then it's actually going to be equal to the whole text area object, and that's not what we want. We actually want the value of this. So again, the value of this is actually going to be equal to whatever they typed inside, which is in this case, bacon. So now we got bacon stored in this variable val. Now remember, I said eventually what we're going to want to do is set this equal to this text right here. But for this tutorial, since I just want to cover refs, let's just go ahead and log it out on the screen. So console log, and I might as well add new comment val, right like that. So whenever we hit save, what it's going to do is it's going to get the value of this, and then it's going to log out new comment bacon, new comment hey now, or whatever. So everything looks good. Let me refresh this. And all right, so I know you guys probably can't see in my console, but I'm going to hit edit, and then instead of hi, my name is Bucky, I'll say this equal to bacon smakin', and then I'll hit save, and then it logs out new comment bacon smakin'. Actually, it looks like smacking, but whatevs, yo. All right, so that sums up what I wanted to cover in this tutorial, and that is whenever we need a reference to one of the child elements that get rendered out, instead of giving it an ID, we can give it a ref. And then in our code, whenever we want to refer to that element, we just call this refs, and then whatever we named that ref. And then we can do whatever we want with it. In this case, we got the value of whatever the user typed in to the text area and logged it out in the console. So yeah, there's part 1 to saving these comments, and part 2 is a little bit more tricky, but we'll get there. So thank you guys for watching. I will smell you later.